And we are live.
Oh yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome.
It is time.
Welcome. It looks weird. I think it's just because where we sitting.
Nah, it's a
All right. Good morning, Crypto Warriors, and welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 176. Today is Tuesday, May 29th, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we are here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10ish.
10ish.
Except when it's Memorial Day.
Right? What's going on? Ghost Acosta, Madam Crypto Ola, John Siebert, Torrance J. Paylist, Crypto Ty, live from the East Coast, Alec G, Crypto Q, D-Bag Robot Gang. He's talking about some dubs. Here you go.
Oh, yeah.
No, same laptop, upgraded though. I guess they got that hardware underneath the hood upgraded. So we're back in business, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
All right, what's up, Canadian crypto? Let's get to it.
Right, people, what's up?
For the free Bitcoin last week, who won it?
Oh yeah, so for our free Bitcoin winner, it was Gabriel Hernandez.
Oh, there we go.
One of our regulars.
I would say Gabriel's been putting a lot of good comments in.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for the comment and response to our question about whether or not we think the infighting should continue, because we've seen a lot of companies going at each other.
If they die.
Hey, and in my opinion, well, anybody who's ever worked with developers or worked in a tech company, so to say, they fight all the time. I mean, literally, that's all they do is argue about ideas back and forth because it's so ambiguous. So, in my opinion, new tech, new businesses, you're going to argue, and it's better. Best ideas come out. Pressure makes diamonds. So, thanks for that comment, Gabriel Hernandez. Also, Sergeant Crypto put a good one on there. So, yeah. Thank you for that.
We used to call it when knives are being thrown, when you say, you do the commander's brief for the war room, you got all the top senior ranking commanders in there. But before that meeting, you have basically all the underlings in there who do a lot of, and the underlings are senior ranking people, 20 years in, and they go at each other's throats.
Yeah,
and that's so when you sit in front of the big man, big bosses, it's like nobody's in there actually arguing. They're just presenting what their team came up with. So
absolutely.
You're saying let them get after it.
Let them fight. That's why I'm doing Crypto Fight Club.
Hey, Shannon Allen, great point. He said it's the Wild West. Better to fight now than complain later when you're hacked. That is a very good point. I mean, this is about numbers, science, tech. It's about what's right, what's wrong, and not about how you feel, your opinion. So, let it happen. Somebody is doing something wrong, call them out. Ghost Acosta said the stock market has crashed. I haven't looked today. It probably is. I wouldn't doubt it.
It's stock market's taking a little nosedive right now. Actually, there was somebody who talked about the was it Deutsche Bank? Deutsche Bank is really taking a nosedive. Somebody actually predicted that would be the first one to go, and once it does,
that's pretty funny.
2008 is coming back, and I'm actually reading The Death of Money right now.
You sound so angry and upset about this.
Man,
but anyway,
this is
Sergeant
terrible.
Crypto said he didn't get the Bitcoin Friday. We will send that to you. You gonna put us on blast like that, Sergeant Crypto? Come on, you're a regular, man. Give us that private message.
Oh, yeah.
All right, now to the main story of the day. Of course, Chinese report was released saying epic vulnerabilities discovered in EOS blockchain. However, they were reportedly patched the same day. China's largest internet security company, Qhu 360, has found several high-risk security vulnerabilities in EOS's blockchain platform. They say these vulnerabilities would enable remote attacks on all EOS nodes. They claim that today,
super nodes.
EOS basically came back and said, hey, we're going to stop this mainnet launch that was supposed to happen. We're going to patch these things up. They're saying it's being patched up already. But they were saying if this were to happen, once the attack would have happened, the user could control the digital currency on the network, obtain private keys, data, launch a cyber attack, or begin mining for other cryptos.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on with EOS right now? I thought this was like supposed to be
they haven't
the Ethereum killer.
I actually talked to who was it? I talked on the Cryptology pod. They were talking about EOS tokens and how they were supposed to be released and all this. And I even mentioned it. I was saying we have yet to see a working product, so I kind of stay away from it. And this is why you got to have bug bounties. You got to do tests. You can't have the vulnerability come out and then release a bug bounty for 10K. Like that makes no sense.
Is that how they did it?
Yeah, that's how they did it. Yeah. And then, in my opinion, 10K isn't enough when you raise $1 billion, because that
stop being cheap.
That epic
unless
flaw,
you have a lot of bugs.
Exactly. And that's what I'm thinking is might go on here, because you have to keep that going. Like, all right, bug bounty. Somebody finds this, solve it. Somebody finds this, solve it. Because You don't want something that's in the top 5 or 6 that doesn't work. I mean, literally,
that's a bad look.
That's a bad look, man.
Yeah.
I mean, as you can see,
IOTA's
going through
happened a couple times.
IOTA's going through it.
It's happened.
It's not that they're trying to scam people. I think that they're just in their reach for the top heights of technology is kind of like trying to create Facebook in '96. Like I saw somebody say, like it's just too soon. So you gotta have patience. So
CryptoQ said 3-stage malware with persistence. This bug is nuts. Bitcoin J said EOS is on Twitter asking users to help find bugs in their $10 billion product. Shaking my head.
What are you talking about?
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous. CryptoQ is saying this bug can SSH out of your router and communicate through Tor.
Yeah.
For those who are a little tech illiterate, that basically means they can literally just take over your whole computer, your Wi-Fi, your internet, and do whatever they want with it. So, that's ridiculous. I mean, again, it's one of those things.
Super shield.
It's unfortunate to see, especially this. Like I said, with IOTA, the whole thing behind that was, hey, this is a billion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar platform or funding.
Yeah, algorithm.
How could this happen? Yeah, how could this happen? So, same thing with EOS. You have all this money. How can this happen? But again, that just kind of goes to show when it comes to technology. And then I guess the speculative nature of crypto is that. People, is there a working product? Yeah. Have people been using it? Is it good to go? All these X's and O's. If not, this is technology. You said before, everybody's been not necessarily hacked, but everybody's been called a fraud before. I guess
everybody's been called a scam.
Yeah, everybody's been called a scam before.
Yeah, but they're just ahead of their time, I think.
Right.
I think a lot of people can see the writing on the wall.
That's what Torrance J Playlist just said too.
Yeah, and if you look at how a lot of people come up with great ideas, sometimes they come out too early, so you got to wait for a little bit. So who knows? 5 years from now,
I would say we keep telling
EOS
people
could be worth thousands.
The tech takes 2 years, 3 to 5 years actually developing in the business structure. But like it takes time. So hopefully they bounce. But yeah, it looks like everybody in the all the crypto warriors saying the same thing. It's just too early.
Yeah, you better register them tokens.
Register them. Buy the dip.
Oh yeah.
Poloniex crypto exchange users claim accounts frozen after ID policy update. Polo. We've already told people a long time ago.
Come on, man.
Polo, had his time in the shine, but it was a little bit over. Users of crypto exchange Poloniex were making complaints about account freezes May 27 after completing mandatory new identity verification procedures. What is going on, Poloniex?
Oh yeah. So back in December, Polo first introduced identification for you to move your money,
right?
Even if you had a legacy account. And what's coming on now is people can't move their money off Polo if they don't want to use it before they use the verification, which is crazy because some people,
so you have to verify your account in its entirety.
It's Social Security. You need your when did you have your first step?
It's your blood people type? Who have been on Polo since they had the troll box.
Oh yeah, man.
People were putting in their hard-earned time, money, and resources to the troll box, providing all types of crypto updates and crypto talk. And Polo turns their back. Why would they do that? Wait.
It looks like.
Who owns Polo now?
Looks like it may be the people behind Polo.
Oh,
Goldman Sachs.
Goldman Sachs owns Poloniex now.
The Circle, who's backed by Goldman Sachs. So
how much did they buy them for? It was $300 or $400 million or something?
Yeah, something like that.
So they bought them for
$800 million.
It was $800 million?
Was it?
They bought them for some obscene number, hundreds of millions of dollars. One of the things we said when they did it, they were basically going to buy the bag unless they were buying it just for the data. And that is literally what they're doing. They're buying it for the data. They want to know who these accounts belong to, who has a higher, especially the high funded accounts, 20K plus, 100K plus, $1 million plus. They want to know who owns those accounts so they can just bring them on over to their blockchain, which they own, and kind of introduce them to their CBDCs and have them buy all of their crypto through Poloniex. And with all that data, they can make that happen. So I guess that was a good buy now.
Yeah, and data-wise, they can also report you to whoever they want to report you to. If somebody has a problem with security, or if somebody says, oh yeah, we might have a terrorist thing, boom, they can look right into it and say, oh yeah, this guy is worth $1 million. He did move, optics. It's just one of those things. So definitely Fed Poloniex. There you go, Bitcoin.
Shout out to John Siebert. He said, I expected this. I withdrew my coins at the Circle acquisition. That was very smart. You know what? That is our bet on that. We should actually tell people that straight up.
Yeah, I mean, because we actually did it.
Yeah.
I did it like last year.
When these exchanges get bought up by these big centralized companies, people, or at least have the backing of these companies, it's time to move your money ASAP before they actually change things in the terms of service or they change how their platform works. So that was a really good point, John Siebert.
Oh, yeah.
Same, I'm telling y'all, when Bittrex gets bought up next, same with them. Like, get out quick. Yeah. You already seen what's happening with Coinbase, so yeah. Keep that in mind.
Yeah, the party's not over, but it's getting close.
Top 5 exchanges. I don't think there is a top 5 exchanges these days. Well, I mean,
as far as KYC, you're not gonna find really any without it. But
and it depends on what you want.
It depends on what you want.
Yeah,
so if you were saying that you just want to buy cryptocurrency and use it on the exchange to trade, Binance, KuCoin. There's a few out there. Addicts, market. There's a few decentralized exchanges coming. Altcoin.io. You can also basically atomic swap your tokens on certain apps like BRD Wallet. You can just purchase it in the wallet.
Even though it's centralized, you can do it with Jax as well.
Yep, just being able to swap it and not having to use exchanges. Because to me, exchanges will become the dinosaurs. Like at some point, people will be like, "Why do you need to go to exchange to get it? I can just either enter the ICO, get the tokens, or I can get it straight through a swap with other tokens that I have."
And you mentioned that actually last year. I remember he was telling everybody, when cross atomic swaps finally came or were usable, which they are now. People, they're not that big. But he's right. There's not a reason to use exchange if you can go to Bread Wallet, like I said. Again, Jax is centralized, Barry Shilbert, but it is a good platform, even though he overcharges people with fees.
Oh man, fees.
Or even Exodus. Exodus, perfect example. You can use your Exodus desktop wallet and just switch. You can just cross atomic swap different cryptocurrencies, and you don't even need to use an exchange.
Yep.
So right there, that is your way to trade moving forward if you want to do it that way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've seen people have trouble with these exchanges that are just getting into it, and it sucks because they're actually keeping people or making people want it more, which is good, but they're actually keeping people out who they're not taking your money. It's like, I just don't want to give you my social security number. But
speaking of keeping people out, Bithumb crypto exchange bans accounts from 11 countries. Now, they're doing this, of course, because as Bitcoins, they caused the tap on the shoulder. It looks like they received it. They have a new anti-money laundering practices and know your customer practices. But here's my question to you all as viewers, all our crypto warriors out there. Can you guess what countries they're banning?
Oh, yeah.
It's 11 countries. I wonder which ones.
A lot of brown people.
Right? Basically. That was actually pretty funny, but
every
it's true.
time, man.
Let's see. Of course, they're talking about, let's see. Where are these countries at? I saw them earlier. Oh, here we go. The jurisdictions Bithumb will target. And that's actually a great use of the wordage targets. Will include Iran. Didn't see that coming. Ethiopia. Didn't see that coming. Iraq. Didn't see that coming. Serbia. Actually, the one that actually really caught me off guard, I said actually twice, but the one that really caught me off guard was Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka, yeah.
That caught me off guard. So I need to brush up on my international politics and military news and see what's going on, because they didn't just ban them out of nowhere. And they do work with the United States, or they had been working with the U.S. about a year and a half ago.
You never know.
Again, I need to brush up to see what's going on. Of course, their quote as saying, "We will strictly enforce our own rules and protect our investors, and we will actively cooperate with the authorities." Hey, at least they're admitting to being a part of the diddly gang.
Yeah, it was like,
they're
we ain't playing. Yeah,
listen, they're like, this is what we're doing. Fortunately for customers, you don't have to support Bithumb. You don't have to use them. Again, this is the point of crypto. For those new to crypto or just watching this, this is the point. Like Malcolm James, what's going on? Finally called live stream. There we go. The point of crypto is because you can't ban people for money just because you don't like them, or you don't like the way they look or what they represent. Even if it's something they're doing the most evil things in the world or the most positive things, you cannot ban over half the world's population for money. That's why money isn't worth anything. So now we have crypto, we have Bitcoin has been around, works very well, and everyone's allowed to use it, which is why it will continue to go up in value just off the basis of more people will use it, because they're allowed to have a stake in the financial game.
Yeah, and you can't suppress people this much, and I think they're not going to return with something. I mean, it's like if you tell them, okay, you can't use our exchanges, you can't buy these coins. What do you think they're gonna do? They'll create their own. They'll create somebody,
and that's why all these coins are being created right now. That's a good point.
All these coins just come out. Like, what are you telling people? Oh,
that's why it's over 1,000 coins.
I mean, if you break it all the way down to what people can't use, you basically gonna have to end up telling them you can't use electricity. That's the end game of Bitcoin, is because at some point if they have electricity. At some point they can find a computer. If they got a computer somewhere, they can download the software. I mean, it's just one of those things that it can't be stopped. And in the news, they make it seem like it because they quote unquote ban it. But trust me, people do not die quickly. Like, they don't go away quickly. There's generations of people who are fighting to do what they want to do. Good luck trying to suppress them in this era. So
decentralized, I can't wait. You know what? We actually probably need to do a test of just using something like Exodus and doing cross-atomic swaps for like 3 days of trading or something. See how it goes. The fees and how much it will cost because
they do have some pretty high fees. I will say.
Obviously, I know they do. Yeah.
But it's only because it's early right now.
Right.
So then once everybody has the same technology, then it'll be a lot cheaper, I think.
Right. So it's quite unfortunate Bithumb would do something like that again. From a business perspective, I don't blame them. A lot of them are just like, hey, the government is cracking down on us, and they're looking at decisions of either I go to prison or I get in trouble versus me just changing these exchange rules. It's unfortunate they're not going to fight the good fight. Shout out to Kraken CEO. Shout out to Binance CEO. Shout out to Telegram CEO who do fight that good fight on a daily basis. But yeah, there's ones like Bithumb and Coinbase who come right out and say, "Hey, we working with the boys, all right?
Hey, man.
Like we are working with them,
hiring them and everything,
right? Yeah." So, and again, the worst part is the countries that they're deciding to do. Like you said, there's the brown countries, or according to the U.S., there's our sanctioned countries. And again, Mike Outlaw Williams, great point. There's no central bank in those countries either. Come on.
Come on, man.
We all see what's going on.
Yeah.
We see what's going on, and it's not right. So let's get Bithumb up out of there. No shout out to you guys. You lost that.
Not at all.
There you go. South Korea. Government committee plans to make ICOs legal again. Ooh. All right. This is an important story because this is something we talk about often as well, is that how these governments, United States, were looking at you last year out of the blue. Actually, around this time, it's probably about a couple. Yeah, it was about spring. A couple months after summer. You know, the U.S. came out and said ICOs are illegal out the blue because they want to protect everybody, even though no one at the time even knew what ICO was. Right?
At first, it was just something.
Right.
Now all of a sudden, it's
now it's illegal.
Yeah.
South Korea did the same thing. You know, they actually talked about banning crypto as well after they did ICOs. However, that main regulator caught a heart attack from the stress, we think, and
signed that petition.
Yep, those petitions happened, and then they brought crypto. It wasn't banned, they said, but the ICOs were. Now they're saying they're gonna make ICOs legal again. The issue with this is that it's arbitrary for one, and for two, so you're telling everybody who had a chance to make really good money in the lead up to 20K of an all-time high in Bitcoin price in December, who got left out because they were trying to play by your government rules and not do anything you deemed illegal, even though you just made it illegal. Now you're telling them they might be able to buy
now you can get back in it.
But here's the worst part. They are quoted, and this is their government officials. I want to see if the main government official said it. A National Assembly committee was quoted as saying, "We need to form a task force including private experts in order to improve transparency of cryptocurrency trading and establish a healthy trade order." There aren't any experts. What private experts are you going to hire? They were also saying we will also establish a legal basis for cryptocurrency trading, including permission of ICOs through the National Assembly Standing Committee. Again, that's the beauty about crypto. It is permissionless. You don't need permission. And these so-called task force of private experts, there's not enough people in the world who know about crypto right now who can even be deemed an expert. And you're going to make a task force?
Yeah, out of the people that
I'm confused.
Yeah, these adult babysitters are killing me, man. I mean, they really come in and they honestly think they're doing something, great to make it to make cryptocurrency the standard. However, one of the biggest things we've seen overall is that governments, at what point do people stop listening to you? Because if you keep going, okay, it's legal, okay, now it's illegal, okay, it's legal. Because whatever the next big development in the crypto world is, I'm sure there'll be some sort of regulation. And by that time, people will be basically desensitized to it. They'll be like, oh, another rule? Who cares? I mean, we're kind of desensitized to China already. China banned it, 10 times in a year? So after a while, people start getting desensitized. They stop listening to it. And they'll just go ahead and crypto. And that's what I think is going to happen pretty soon.
That should be a new shirt. Go crypto.
Yeah.
Just go crypto.
Just go crypto.
Oh, I like that. Go crypto. Somebody to get that out before us. We'll jump on it. I like that. Go crypto. Someone was asking, Malcolm James was asking about the Department of Justice investigation and price manipulation. We covered that last week, Friday, I believe. You want to go back and check out that live stream. It is still up.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, this is ridiculous. Like I said, at what point do people finally say, we're done. We're good to go on this government thing? I don't know. As long as in the U.S. they're still confiscating guns, we will never say that, though.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to take a while.
Right? 14.5 billion South African investment firm to launch crypto exchange.
Oh yeah.
Bullish indicator. We know the price is down. If you notice lately, we don't talk a lot about price because I actually saw an article today.
We really have.
The tech's still improving.
Yeah.
I think it was on Cointelegraph, CoinDesk. They're saying, you know, Bitcoin price is still down, even though all the technology is still getting better and better. Yes, that is because it's being manipulated. Don't sell, just hold, hold.
Yeah, like every market.
Right. It's being manipulated. But Signia Asset Management, a major South African investment firm with 180 billion rand, which is $14.5 billion under management, has revealed that it will launch a crypto exchange later this year. Business Tech reported May 25th. Again, good story, because if you managed to acquire $14.5 billion, you're not going to sink it into a losing investment. All right, you're going to do something where it can make money, and for them to divert some of those resources into crypto, specifically exchange, means that they think people will still be using them in the coming years, or at least in the short term, for them to make a lot of money. And then secondly, again, we talked about this before, this is a private investment firm, aka Goldman Sachs. You know what I mean? These are all the same type. So I think, as you always say, this would be like the blueprint. More investment firms, more private investment firms are going to look at them, start their exchange, how their operations go, and say, hey, we can, I mean, you don't have to be an investment firm. You could be a group of dudes who's got a lot of money together. And be like,
hey, we want to do this.
We want to do it too. We're going to look at them and how they do it. So
some developers, let's get it going.
I thought that was an interesting story.
Yeah, and I think with the more crypto exchanges that come out, it's better, because you can diversify in different places if one doesn't work. However, like we always say, if it's big money behind it, you know what comes with it. So go ahead and be ready for it, but it will make it easier for people in that area. Hopefully it can be used globally. So we'll see.
We shall see.
Yep.
Let's see, going through the last few of these stories. German prosecutors seized crypto for millions of euro. All right, not a big story. Basically, crypto that they have gotten from all types of websites that are allegedly illegal. One was selling actually ebooks or something. I saw
ebooks.
Yeah, they were selling books.
Knowledge.
Selling knowledge
for pennies.
Ebooks and audiobooks illegally. They had over 200,000 of them. But altogether, it looks like the sale of all these Bitcoins. We got it. Well, Shannon Allen, thank you for the tip.
Thank you.
Much appreciated.
Appreciate you, Shannon.
Thank you. But it looks like they sold over 1,312 Bitcoins, including almost 1,400. Looks like what, 1,399, 1,399 Bitcoin Cash. There we go. It finally came up. 1,312 Bitcoin Gold and 220 Ethereum. Even though the fact that all of these, it's like, you know, I'm about to go with it. I feel like some of these Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold amounts should be the same.
I'm about to say exactly how you have less Bitcoins than Bitcoin Cash.
How are you missing? Where
are those 87 Bitcoins?
Where did they go, people?
Because in order to get 1,399 Bitcoin Cash, you either had to purchase them, which they're not allowed to do,
right?
Or you got a one-to-one snapshot like everybody else. So there's 87 Bitcoins missing from this German government sale, and they'll just gloss over it like everybody else, or they'll keep it for research or whatever they make up. But yeah, anytime these governments sell cryptocurrency, look very close at the fine print, because even Bitcoin Gold, why are you holding on to 1,100 Bitcoin Gold,
right?
Or Bitcoin Cash. So it's one of those forks, airdrop type things where we know how much people got. I mean, if you have this amount, you had to get this amount. So yeah, man.
Well, what's even crazier too is, you know, you talk about all these governments and trying to tax it. Again, we always say this is, if you were just to keep the money, keep the crypto that you keep seizing, you won't need to tax it. You won't need to regulate. It takes care of your greedy pockets, all right? And then secondly, if you really did have an expert or somebody who knew what they were doing, working for the government, that knew what they were doing with crypto, then you would sell some of that Bitcoin Gold as soon as you got it. You would have sold some of that Bcash. You could have bought some other stuff with that and just sat on. You could have bought BitBean with that stuff and sat on. Come on, I need that bag to reverse.
Young Doge.
But seriously, right? It's like,
and who bought it?
You could tell they literally don't know what they're doing. So it looks like the sale went over a course of 2 months to over 1,600 individual, or was 1,600 individual transactions. They wanted to get the funds off their books ASAP, they said, because of, you know, the fluctuations and volatility. But again, it's just one of those things where it isn't real, but we're going to sell it back to the public.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it is real now, people,
because you just received real exchange for it. So somebody said somebody hands in the pot. Yeah, I know. 87 Bitcoins just chilling somewhere, but Yeah, this is how they do. Good old Bavaria.
Again,
Estonia, it's a few of them.
I would say, again, this is just a use case. The United States has done this as well.
Bulgaria.
And the United States has been even more gangster. Every time they sell Bitcoin, there's no Bitcoin Gold or Bcash that company in there. Nope. It is straight Bitcoin.
They're just keeping it, yeah.
And again, if you have people who actually knew what they were doing, that's my thing. If you have people who knew what they're doing, there's no reason to sell it off. Keep it so you can stop bothering us. And then you might as well just come out and say it's all the way legal no matter what you do in the space because you're selling it. So if it's illegal, all these ICO bans and crypto should be illegal and CBDC coins, what are you selling back to your own people?
Exactly.
You know? Again,
they just made it.
The corruption is real, people. It's too funny, but it's right in everyone's faces.
Oh yeah, hopefully you look at it.
This was a great story. We had a comment on. I actually meant to make this last, but it's second to last. Whatever. Scottish crypto clinic treats Bitcoin trading addicts.
Oh yeah.
I'll go into the story first. A Scottish hospital is treating people who are addicted to trading crypto. In the UK's first ever crypto clinic, the Evening Standard reported yesterday, May 28th.
Crypto addicts.
Castle Craig Hospital in Peeblesshire, the Scottish Borders, has created a course of residential treatment for those it deems to be crypto addicts. This actually sounds like an amazing course or amazing place.
That makes it makes you sound Scottish.
Peeblesshire. Basically, they're saying, yeah, for people who are addicted to trading crypto, I'm going to say this. That's actually a true thing, people.
Yeah, it's coming.
That is real. That is real. There are people addicted. There was a moment I had to take a step back because I realized 4 or 5 days would go by and was like, I can't remember last time I ate.
I lost 14 pounds.
Right, you know. But I don't know. We thought it was a pretty cool story. It's definitely a great business idea because, you know, maybe now on the lower levels, but when you got people like I said, the guy who sold his house and tried to sell in this story for $325,000 or whatever, if you can get 15, 20 of those folks who still have money in the bank, I mean, you got a little business.
Absolutely.
A little bed and breakfast, staying away from laptops or something. I don't know what happens there, but
but I think when they get there, I'm trying to figure out what do they do to get them off of crypto. Like, what do they give them cash instead? Like, what, I mean, I guess they equate it to gambling, which is what they say in the story.
Right.
However, like we always say, if you find a good position, you set stop losses, you have targets. You're not gambling anymore. You're using risk reward to actually trade. So if you're doing whatever it is gambling wise, just taking a chance and praying that it comes through, then yeah, you might have a problem. Especially if you do it perpetually and you got family to feed and dogs running around. He's like, nah, I got to trade crypto. Might be a problem. So
it looks like they say the first stage of treatment is to join other addicts in group therapy and share their life stories. This helps them identify with each other and realize that they're not alone. What if you make a lot of money in crypto trading? Like, what if you never lose or you only have small losses, you make a lot of money? Are you still an addict then?
I don't know.
Because you're doing it all the time.
That would be a pretty funny SNL skit. A bunch of people sitting around talking about how, man, you should have seen what Pascal Coin did to my portfolio. Like, what the? No, it's they're crying about digital tokens.
What was it? Was it on Half Baked with Dave Chappelle? Yeah. He's like, I'm addicted to marijuana.
Yeah.
And then one guy was like, that's not an addiction. You all have to see the movie to understand that joke. It is it's rated R, so don't watch it around your kids. But it's a pretty funny joke. Somebody basically told Dave Chappelle what a real addiction was.
Oh yeah.
And what he's willing to do for his addiction, and it was a big difference.
Yeah. So crypto addicts will.
So crypto addicts, right? It's not that real of an addiction, but it was a funny story.
Hey, somebody making some money off the industry.
There we go. Oh, yeah. Ethereum Classic 51% attack would cost just $55 million, result in $1 billion of profit, says research. We definitely want to hit on this. It's an important story because this is what we call fake news. All right, this is FUD to the fullest. A Brazilian researcher has calculated that it could take just $55 million to hack a major crypto network for $1 billion in findings. TNW reported Friday, May 22. So it's an old story, but we're just not seeing it. Yeah. Looks like Hussam Abad of FECAP University in Sao Paulo used an example of Ethereum Classic to demonstrate the hackability of crypto networks using proof of work. They talked about the 51% attack, how much it would cost. You see here, they say between 55 to 85 million. But by taking over that hash power and taking over the network, you can have up to $1 billion of profit. Before you all get to studying this hacking, this is why that wouldn't happen. Or I won't say it wouldn't, why it would be improbable, highly unlikely to happen. And that is because if a 51% attack happened, which we saw with Verge just recently, or was that technically a 51%? They didn't do it. Somebody's got one. Bitcoin Gold is one thing.
Yeah, Bitcoin Gold, Verge, a few of them.
Well, here's a couple things that would happen, people. I get what they're saying. They're saying that if you have this attack and you continue to run the network, then yes, you could have $1 billion in profit. But once a 51% attack works, people run for the hills. Yeah, they are not going to stay into that crypto.
They're worthless at that point.
You know, so
it won't be worth $1 billion. I can tell you that.
Right. So it's one of those things. They're assuming that this is, you know, you would put $55 million. You would have this window where they say even if you did with Bitcoin costs billions of dollars, you have like a 10-minute window, if that, before it closes and somebody reverses it. But they're saying no, that window's not going to get closed or reversed, or nobody's going to stop investing. Everyone's going to invest even more money. Actually, matter of fact, exactly. I like a 51%. Like, you know, I like the sound of that. So this research, the way I interpret it, is just that they're thinking that this attack will happen, and humans won't look at it and say, well, we're not going to use this anymore.
And if they fork a fork, you know, it's really you're like, come on, man, y'all forked off Ethereum, I got to fork again just to save this data. No, I'm not doing it. So yeah, they would lose a lot of money. And also 51% attacks have been a big topic of discussion in the crypto community, simply because a lot of these smaller coins are getting exposed because they're not secure. We keep telling people the reason Bitcoin is the best currency is because it's the longest, strongest chain, has the most developers working on it. These other chains literally don't even have the miners to uphold it, uphold a 51% attack for an hour. Right. Like, I think there's a few of them, it would cost like $1,000 to attack for an hour, 51%.
Oh yeah, they're
coming.
There's a ton of coins too. I mean, if you really want to do
most
it,
of them.
Yeah. But then again, like you said, people, if it happens, like, that coin is dead.
Yeah.
So no one really wants to see that happen, especially if they are heavily invested. But even still, you know, you do it. All right, one less coin.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I said. If they start knocking out coins, say this becomes a thing over the next 2 weeks. Like 10 coins get 50% attack. Man, what do you think people are gonna do in these coins that are insecure? They are running back to Bitcoin.
My face when I find out my business partner holds an underground hacking, you know what I mean, network. Exactly. Like, it's been you the whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
No, good stuff. All right. Other than that, let's look at some of these quick comments real quick. What are we doing for the free Bitcoin?
Oh yeah. So for the free Bitcoin, the countries that got banned, do you think these countries should be banned by exchanges, or should it be a separate entity who actually comes in and does the investigation? Because exchanges, in my opinion, shouldn't have to do the banning. But do you think exchanges should ban these countries, or do you think they should actually fight and say no? Let us know. Put your public address, and we'll send that free Bitcoin. And I got you, Sergeant Crypto.
All right. There we go. And then last couple of comments I saw. Alec G said there's a site, I believe, that shows how much a 51% attack will cost on a per chain basis.
Yep, I was trying to find it just now. Yeah, it's they actually show you every coin, how much it would cost to attack for an hour. And most of these coins is literally less than $10,000. I mean, they can get them out the paint really, really quick. So,
well, it's crazy. This was some of those coins that are less than $10,000. Even if you attack it, it's one of those things where, like, you're really only attacking a couple people. Yeah. And if they're not sending transactions that day, then you're really going to just spend a lot of money for no reason.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Other than that, make sure you leave that comment in the comment section after the video, of course. Again, shout out to Shannon Allen. Much appreciate the tip. And hope you all have a great Tuesday as we get this week started off full force. We have some new updates and everything for you toward the end of the week. So look forward to sharing with you then.
Oh, yeah.
Until then, everyone, have a great day. And we will see you all tomorrow at 10-ish.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers.
Have a good one, people.